Good morning, y'all. This is going to be a backwards video. I'm going to start it here. I actually started it 2 days ago. Laying out what's going to happen this month in the knife shop. And I mentioned my son-in-law had his surgery. Y'all will hear me say tomorrow. It was actually yesterday. He came through the surgery okay. It was about 3 hours long. The doctor was very pleased. They were able to get all of the bad stuff that they were after. If any of y'all missed it, it is colon cancer surgery. They still don't know the extent of what they took out, but they said this morning the pathology department at the hospital has that, and they'll be finding out more about that in the next day or so. He'll probably be there. This is Thursday, probably through the weekend, and maybe get to come home next week. But I just saw a video. They've got him up walking up and down the halls. My daughter's there with him, of course. His dad's there, and he finally got a little bit of something to eat this morning. Liquid diet, you know, just basically the same, just like when I had my surgery, my hernia surgery, something like that, where they went in through the front and all, you know. But he seems to be in good spirits and doing good. Hang on, let me sit down. I'm still not over this sickness. Mama's about over it, I think. I'm having big trouble breathing. I do have my breathing treatments, my inhalers and all that, and I'm going to give it a couple more days. If it doesn't get any better, I'm going to have to go in and see the doctor myself, but maybe it'll get better. Yesterday was a very cold, gray, rainy day. It rained all day. I spent just a little bit of time out here in the shop, not much. But nice sunny day today. It's still cold. I have the heat on. I got it good and warm out here. I have got to get started on some of these jobs. First one out of the batch. I'm gonna do a whole different video on this one. I'll show you all a sneak peek though. This is a machete build for our friend Josh up in Alaska. Now, did anybody see the movie The Book of Eli? Denzel Washington. Very good movie. I've seen it, I think, 3 times. And in that movie, he carried a machete called the Knife of Eli. Now, years and years back, when that movie came out, I had a fella contact me, want to know if I could make one for him. And I couldn't get the pattern quite right, but I found a Chinese knockoff. Right there it is, for a pattern. Now, those Chinese knife companies copy everything they can get from the US all the time, and this is not a direct copy because I modified it from what they do just a little bit. Now, bottom line, I made one for the man out of similar steel to what I'm gonna make this one out of. He was based out of South Florida somewhere, if I remember right, and he did tours down in South America in the jungle, and he wanted that knife to carry in the jungle. And I heard from him later that year after he got it and had used it. He loved it. I heard from him the next year. He still had the knife, still liked it, still using it. And I was actually contacted by his brother to make one, but we never could get it set up for some reason. But anyway, and I have not heard from him since. I'm assuming he's still got the knife. I'm sure it's still doing fine. But anyway, this is the style I'm going to make for Josh. He needs a machete to go on the snow machine, going through the trails to stop, knock down weeds and woods and whatever, tree limbs. Now, the difference, I'm not going to put the holes in Josh's. The other one I put 3 holes. And it's for a shock, you know, to keep shock. But this cheap Chinese pattern. It says 440 stainless, which is not a good material for machetes anyway. In my opinion, any kind of stainless, I don't like it. But the style of the blade is perfect. And that's the little cheap sheath that came with it. I'll replicate something like that out of leather, because I don't want Josh up there in the middle of the Alaskan wilderness with a piece of junk. There's some material right there. And I've used this. I had a big piece of this, a whole blade, and I've been using it for years and still got plenty of it. And also, I mentioned the camp knives are on sale, and I will use this same material for those. Works really well for that. But there we go. I'm going to get into getting this started, and we'll, like I said, we'll do a separate video on that. And as tired out as I am already from just getting out here, I'm going to do what I can as fast as I can. And I must, absolute must go into town tomorrow to ship something that is overdue shipping. I've just not been able to get out of the house past the little store up the road there. And there's one fly flying around in here. But anyway, let me get going. Thank y'all very much for all the thoughts and prayers for my son-in-law. We think everything's going to be fine, and I'll give y'all an update on that as soon as we know something else. And remember, get your camp knife orders in now. I mentioned I'm going to start with 10, but I'll make 10, 15, 20, as many as y'all want to buy, I'll make them. So we got to get some revenue rolling back through the shop. We got things to do, places to go, people to see, more work to do on the truck. Nothing major. I don't know if I can do it or not. We'll see. Anyway, there you go. Now, I probably repeated myself from the next clip you'll see, but anyway, you get the idea. Thank y'all for watching. Thank you for your support, and I'll see y'all in a couple days. Get those knife orders in, please, and hit the like button on your way out the door. Thanks. Well, good afternoon, happy new year, yada yada yada. Celebrating time is over. It's time to get back to work. Now, I'm still fighting this sickness, whatever it is. I started feeling a little bit better and started going downhill. But I've got to do something. We got to get back to work. Got to get some more revenue flowing through the shop. Now, I mentioned we're going to do a big batch of knives each month. I decided that's what I'm going to do. Somebody else told me other knife channels are doing that. I was not aware of that, because I don't watch other knife channels. Rarely. Reason being, one reason, so many of them take the trade that has been so good to me over the last bunch of years and try to make it sound like something it's not. Now, throw all these, try to dazzle you with all these different terms, steelology terms, and you've got to do this, you've got to have this tool, you've got to have that tool, this won't work. All bull crap. So and I don't know why people have to make something sound like what it's not. But it's not an easy job. Making knives is not easy. It's not easy to sell them. It's not easy to make money at it. Not any significant money anyway. But it can be done. And the best way to do it is be very honest with your customer and give a good price. Stand behind your work. I'm not going to try to dazzle you all with some kind of fancy name and all that kind of stuff. So this month, January, first month, before I get to ranting and raving, because I don't feel particularly well. I think they'll tell them what I might say. But the best two selling knives I've ever made. The best seller is the J&L Skinner. Now, we did those at Christmas. And the camp knife. That is the pattern right there. I've used that pattern for years and years and years. That is the camp knife. I've sold more of these than I have anything else besides the J&L Skinner. Very handy knife. All purpose. I call it the camp knife because when you go, you don't have to go camping to have a camp knife. I had that discussion with an idiot one time. It's just an all-around knife. I call it the camp knife because that's what I named it. I designed it, and that's why I call it that. All-around knife. You can skin animals with it. You can clean fish with it. You can carry it every day. A lot of people do. Cut whatever you got to cut with it. Just a general purpose knife. Now, these are on the website at $150, and they've been that way for a good while. So we're going to make this January special, and I'm going to do a batch of 10, and I can do more than 10 if they sell really well. But we're going to list the camp knife January, $100 a piece, with a leather sheath, belt sheath, and the handle material will be either walnut or cherry, because that's what I have the most of. $100, $10 shipping. We'll get you a camp knife in the month of January. Now, can you beat that? Nope. And it's going to be reclaimed material, just like the originals. If you want a different version or something like that, I can do it, but it won't be $100. Plain Jane camp knife, $100, $10 shipping. Within the continental United States or Alaska. Canadians, the shipping will be same price for y'all, but the shipping will be more. And also for Canadians, PayPal only. And who else? Most other foreign countries you can't even send a knife to anymore. It's just the way the stupid laws admits whatever, you know. But if you do live overseas where you can receive a knife, your shipping will be different than anybody else's. Throw that in there so I don't lose every bit of little tiny profit I'm going to get off of them to start with. Been there and done that. Alright, that'll do it. Like I said, I don't really feel well, so we're going to start cutting and grinding blades tomorrow. I'm going to go in and rest, listen out for the phone. As I mentioned all through Christmas, my son-in-law is in Biloxi at the VA hospital as we speak. He's getting prepped, all his prep work done for surgery first thing in the morning. And I will definitely let y'all know how that goes. We need all the thoughts and prayers because the time is here. So now let me go inside. We got the kids inside. It's really cold outside. Don't want them getting out getting sick just yet. But Butterbean bouncing off the wall, so let me go check on him. It's warm enough tomorrow. I'll bring him out here to the shop with me and put him to work. So thank you all for watching. Thank you for your support. January special. Can't beat it with a stick.